Hello there, and welcome to Tactical Advantage, where every view gets you +2 +2. How you doing, Seth?
I'm well. How are you, Nathan?
Awesome.
Good.
Tomorrow is the big day where pre-releases start happening for Set 2. Uh,
Oh yeah, it's like Christmas.
it is. It's four
Yes.
times a year now, though, I think.
Yeah. Three, I think. I think they're
Oh, no,
three, aren't they?
you're right. I think it's every 4 months, not every 3 months. Good
Yeah.
call. Good
Yeah.
call. How many are you
So
going to?
I am going to be attending two of them. I will be playing in one on Saturday, and then I will be judging one on Sunday. Um, Mind you, if we are odd, then I will play to keep it
Okay,
even on Sunday. Yeah.
makes
So
sense.
that's a personal rule for me because uh, I would never want to throw off the count, basically.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play in at least four.
Look at
I've
you.
got one Friday, uh, two Saturday, one Sunday, and there's a chance that maybe a store hosts one if they have extra product or something during the week. Uh, we'll
Folks,
see.
he's a machine. That's all I gotta say. He is a machine. It's
Uh,
crazy.
I do like playing Star Wars Unlimited.
I like to sit around and play Star Wars Unlimited as well. So, yes. Yeah.
uh,
This is again, it's like Christmas.
it is like Christmas. I
Mm-hmm.
think there are rumors that maybe some folks are going to dress up for a Friday one. So.
Oh.
Uh, I don't love playing Star Wars Unlimited in Stormtrooper armor, but I
Yeah.
do have a few other options that
I was about ready to say, is Darth Revan gonna make it a cameo?
maybe I doubt we'll ever get him in the game. I mean, if we
They
did,
talked like everything is um everything's viable. Like even Legends is viable.
have they said that?
So I thought that they said that like towards the beginning when they were asking like, well, what can be in this game, and they
Okay,
said like there's not much that's off the table. They said,
okay.
yeah.
Well,
So
I
at
hope
least
you're
I for
right.
some reason remember and I was like, interesting. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
hmm
Well, should we talk through some options for pre-releases?
Nathan, I'll be honest. All right, I know how to play this game, but I'll admit I'm not very good at this game. That like I just feel like that I always so I'll be your Padawan. You mold me, you teach me. What am I gonna want to pull on Saturday? Or like what are my options when I see these cards where I'm like, oh, this can go good with this, or this is gonna be a better this is gonna give me a tactical advantage over my opponent. So yeah.
Nice, nice branding moment there.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the first thing you do when you sit down is you crack your six packs and you start sorting them into colors, right? So I make basically a grid where I've got all my yellow, blue, green, and red, and then, neutral, hero, villain, across the top. And that'll give you a pretty good hint about what you're going to play, right? Like if you
Yeah.
only open two green villain cards, you're probably not going to play green villain. Now, maybe
Yeah.
if they're the best green villain cards in the set, you can splash them in out of aspect. Um, but you do need a certain volume of cards, right? You need to have 30 cards in your deck, and you can't play with 18 out of aspect cards.
Yeah.
Uh, I think from there, I would start looking at your heroes that you pulled.
hmm
I think uh, the Mandalorian, you have everybody has access to the Mandalorian this weekend, and I think he's probably going to be 30+% of the field.
He's
Um,
kind of like Vader from the last pre-release,
yeah,
where
he's
he's
pretty strong default to go
just
with.
by himself. He can get you wins if you don't have to build very hard around him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think the leaders, you can evaluate based on their ability, but you can also evaluate based on just kind of their unit side. So something like Jabba, well, I think he'll be super fun and constructed. Uh, as a 212, he's not impacting the game very much. right?
Yeah.
And
He's
so,
got lasting power, but he's not hurting that base very much. And at the end of the day, you want to be hurting the base.
yeah, like if
Yeah.
I pull 5 Hunters of the Haxian Brood in my packs, I'll play Jabba. Otherwise, I'm probably not going to play Jabba.
Yeah.
Um, and then, you can also evaluate them based on their abilities. So Hunter has a really nice body in terms of, he can survive a good long while. He can do a bunch of damage.
He's got Vader stats.
Yeah, but you're never going to trigger this ability.
No.
Right. And so I would look for pretty well-rounded heroes. I think probably the most well-rounded heroes are the Mandalorian and probably Boba Fett.
Outstanding.
Boba Fett as a 4/7 that constantly buffs a bunch of the units on the field. If you get a decent amount of units with keywords, you're going to be in good shape. And there are a bunch of them, right? So Sentinel is a keyword.
Yeah, he's looking for 2 keywords, though, right?
Boba Fett?
Yeah. I thought he was looking for things with 2 keywords.
No, just one. So on his leaders, or on his unit, yeah, I got it right the first time. On his leader side, when you play a unit with 1 or more keywords,
Okay,
it's
1
awesome
or more.
to
Okay.
get something +1. Yeah.
Okay.
And then each other friendly unit that has 1 or more keywords gets +1.
Okay. All right. So he's much better than what I thought. I was always looking for things like with 2 keywords. But anything basically written in red, right, is keyword?
Anything written in red,
Yeah.
you got it. So
Mm-hmm.
the Cologne Deserter becomes a 3/3. Anything with smuggle works. The Sindari Peacekeeper becomes quite nuts.
He's really good.
The modded cohort, becomes basically a 5/4.
Well, she's part of Boba Fett's club, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he'll be really, really strong. Kind of like Tarkin in the last set.
Yeah.
He made the combat math in your favor. I think Boba Fett will do the same thing in this set. On the villain side, I really like Cad Bane.
Yeah, I would think that it'd be pretty easy to get that extra damage going all the time because of just the layout of how many different characters that he can activate with.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. So I really, really like Fantasy Flight's website. We can probably do a quick filter here.
Yeah, and look at all the underworld characters.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah.
So we have to give this a minute to think.
Yeah.
But
and
it'll
make sure
show
too
us.
that it's just on Shadows of the Galaxy as well.
I already have it on Shadows of the Galaxy.
Okay.
So there are some light side underworld units that we probably won't play.
Yeah.
With him, but you can see there's a bunch of options.
Yeah.
Bunch of options in green, bunch of options in red, and then yellow is still loading here, but I think there's the most options in yellow.
Yeah, which makes sense.
That would be another thing to look at. There are a couple, tribal leaders, right? So if you get Bo-Katan or you get Cad Bane, once you've done your sort, you could sort again to say, how many underworld cards do I have?
Yeah, definitely.
Cards like Zuckuss and Forlom.
And they're commons and uncommons, aren't they?
I think they're both uncommons.
So it's not guaranteed, but there's a decent chance you might pull one. Or both. Yeah.
And McClunky is just a common. And with Cad Bane, this is basically deal 4 damage to a unit for 1, and you get your unit back in hand. So if you've maybe ambushed something or something like that, you McClunky it for 4. That's pretty strong removal.
Yeah.
Out of a Cad Bane deck.
Yeah.
I think obviously blue has the most control. But I think that Cad Bane with McClunky and some underworld is probably, the second easiest way to exert a little control in this set.
Yeah. Now McClunky, that's your opponent's stuff, or is it your stuff?
It's your stuff.
Okay, so but you're doing the control with like you're using those ambushes over and over to try to keep the try to keep their board clean. Is that kind of what you're thinking about?
Yeah. So imagine like an Enfys nest, for
Yeah.
example, right? So she ambushes in, and when she ambushes in, the defender gets -3, -0. So she's probably going to kill something and not die, right?
Yeah.
But then if you leave her on the field for too long, they're just going to kill her
Overwhelm her. Yeah.
because while she's attacking, she gets that debuff on the opponent's unit, but she doesn't get it when she's defending. So
Yeah.
if you
And
can,
she's only got 4 health, so
right, so if you can protect her and get her back in your hand with something like McClunky, you
yeah.
can just ambush her again.
Yeah. And
Same thing
Cad's
with the
giving you
chain
that
code.
little Cad's pinging as well the whole time.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, that's happening.
Chain code collector does the same thing. Once you
Mm-hmm.
play this and surprise your opponent, they're probably just gonna, attack back into it and get rid of it.
Yeah.
But if you can McClunky, you can save it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if we go back up to the leaders one more time, I think Gar Saxon is strong. I think Hondo is strong. Bosk is strong. Bo-Katan, Han, and Cad are all pretty good, and Mandalorian is really good.
Yeah.
I think
everybody else probably keep them at home for the pre-release.
Yeah, I think Rey has some potential.
I think she really is dependent on what you pull, though.
Yeah, her leader body isn't quite as exciting because as a 2/6, they'll probably just run her over. Now she can turn into a 3/7 pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But let's look at units that have 2 or less power in the set that she can affect. And there are a couple, and actually I'm gonna, oh yeah, we're already on power, so we're good. I was thinking I needed to filter out events. I wonder if we'll get upgrades. We'll find out together.
Yeah.
No, we didn't get upgrades.
Okay.
So I think my favorite card with her is actually this guy.
Yeah.
The Nema Outpost Constables as a 2/6 Sentinel. If you can turn them into a 3/7, this is a common. If you can pull 2 or 3 of these and play them with Rey,
yeah,
that's a whole lot.
Wall.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then
Vader's got to be punching that wall like that. Yeah. Ooh, I like these guys too.
Yeah, so you can upgrade the Concord Dawn Interceptors twice, right?
Yes.
So they would essentially, at least while defending, be a 4/6 if Rey gets them a couple times. So those 2 cards I think are key.
Is the villagers, are they starter only?
No, I think they're common.
Excuse me.
I don't love the village protectors in decks other than Rey because
that's what I'm saying. It's like if you pulled her, like she could also be good too because like making them 3/3 Sentinel and Shield, like that's still a decent amount to get through.
Yeah, it'll certainly buy you time to potentially get to some bombs later on.
Yeah,
I haven't actually looked at what color I would pair her with. The Sindari Peacekeeper is amazing, but at uncommon, you're probably going to have 1 or 0.
1. Yeah.
You can't get Grogu in your pre-release.
He'd be cool to get because he could be really annoying and hard to kill.
Yeah. These other colors aren't exciting me too much. The privateer crew, counts if you don't smuggle it, but it feels bad to not smuggle the privateer crew.
Yeah.
No, I
think she's safer in blue.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing blue anyhow because she's blue.
Yeah, it's just you're not going to pull enough blue though. That's the whole thing. At least in my first pre-release that I played in, I felt like I didn't have enough of one color to really be making it viable.
I get you.
Because I was pulling villain guys too, and it wasn't worth it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe green is the right answer though.
Yeah.
Because both the clone deserter and the Warzone lieutenant, you can upgrade the first turn.
Yeah, that's a decent first turn. It's
Yeah,
good
so
body.
you get a 3/3 or a 3/4 with
Yeah.
restore 1. The
Mm-hmm.
modded cohort you can upgrade.
Yep.
And scanning officer. I mean, if you pull a couple scanning officers, that would be a card that you probably want to play, just to shut down some smuggles.
Yep.
What else are you? What other questions?
Well, I mean, so what? From what you've seen, what are some color combos that I should kind of be looking for then, as opposed to color combos that you wouldn't play? Like, what do you, now that you've kind of looked over the set and everything? Like, I know that it all depends on my polls, but like, kind of like how you just said with the leaders, which ones you think are better. What color combo should I kind of be hoping I get?
So, I think it matters a little bit less about the colors.
Okay.
In my mind, in the early game in sealed, you're probably just going to be kind of trading back and forth.
Yeah.
Some unit damage, right? Like no one quite knows who the beatdown is. You're kind of just trading fairly insignificant shots.
Yeah. And let's be honest, you're going to be getting people that have never played before and things like that because it's pre-release. People will be like, "Oh, just came to give it a shot." So there will be people that haven't even looked at the cards or anything like that.
Totally. Mm-hmm. So I like to think about how am I going to end the game, right? I mean, even when I'm building a premier deck, I'm thinking about how is this game going to end, and what's my win condition. And so what I filtered here is units with 4 or more power that are common or uncommon.
Okay.
So, if you
things
pull a
likely
legendary,
that I'm going to see.
Yeah. If you pull a legendary Krite Dragon, you should probably put it in your deck.
Right? Yeah, well, I was going to say that, like, more than likely, you are going to pull one legendary.
Yes.
Yeah, but that could be some, like, I'm trying to think of what would be a worthless legendary. Like, Dryden Boss.
Maybe Dryden. I mean, Dryden's still a 7 power shielded unit, even if his...
Yeah. I was just trying to think of something that would be like it'd be kind of tough to build around in sealed.
I mean the 14 costs.
Yeah, there you go. The 14 cost event would be cool to pull, but it's like, yeah, this ain't happening.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool to look at big units, right? Mm-hmm. How am I going to end the game? And the one that stands out the most to me is Jabba's Rancor.
Yeah, I'll be real. I want to build a constructed deck around this guy.
I think in constructed, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think in sealed, you might just win if you play it.
Yeah.
Now, again, there are cards that can beat it, right? If your opponent has a Krite Dragon in their deck, that'd work.
Yeah.
If they play, some of the blue removal cards like Rivals Fall, they can get rid of it. But if you look at the other units on the ground, it kills them all and survives, and it kills their buddy at the same time, right?
Yeah. It's going to be cleaning the board.
Yeah. So if I pull Jabba's Rancor, I'm going to try to play it. Uh,
Yeah.
even if I have to play it out of aspects and play it for 10, I'm probably going to throw it in uh, because I think it's that good. Uh, in space, I think the Clan Saxon Gauntlet is actually the same thing. Even though it's only a 4/5 on the surface, every time it's attacked, it gets an experience token, right? So your opponent has to attack it. So it's
And it's getting stronger.
yes, it's basically a 5/6 right away, and I think nothing kills it in one shot, right? So the Desperado Freighter wouldn't kill it in one shot.
Yeah.
The Adelphi Patrol Wing doesn't kill it. The Falcon doesn't kill it. Nothing kills that thing, at least in one
Out of
go.
the gate. Yeah.
And so, uh, I mean, I would love to pull both of these. They're both uncommon, so
Yeah.
you only
In
get
theory,
12
you could
uncommons.
pull. So that's kind of like the 1-2 combo. You're kind of thinking.
That's what I'd like to pull.
Yeah.
If I had a game plan, if I could order my pulls, I'd pull both of those and a Gar
And
Saxon later and
okay,
play
so
it.
Garth Saxon would be the leader. You just play the Rancor out of aspect then.
Well, I'd play Gar Saxon green.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The Super Commando squad also becomes pretty
Really
fun.
good. Yeah. Okay.
Yellow doesn't have a ton of bombs, right?
No,
So red has the Trandoshan Hunters, which are maybe
they're
a
good.
7/5, which is pretty strong, right?
Yeah.
Because quite a few of your opponent's units are likely to have bounty, right? So
Yep.
you can probably play it as a 7/5. I think IG-11 is pretty strong in the
Mm-hmm.
format with 6 power.
Yeah.
Uh, green has, a few kind of mid-rangey, okay things. Um, but I mean, it's clear to me that uh, the Gauntlet and the Rancor are the biggest stuff at
Yeah.
common.
And that's really just looking at their stat. Well, no, because it's their special abilities on top of that. The fact that like Rancor could be taking out 2 things at a time, and you have to attack the Gauntlet along with the tough stats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I switched the filter to rares and legendaries just because I
Okay.
mean you will have 6
It,
chances at stuff like this.
and your opponent also does too. So that's something to be
Correct.
thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if
Yeah.
I'm looking at bombs here, uh,
I mean, I see him right
fir-
there.
first
Second
light,
row. Oh.
first light's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Maul,
Yes, I think that he, especially with how much Underworld we saw in the set, he can just
yeah,
be passing around damage to your scrubs, and he can just keep slamming into your opponent.
yeah, and he can slam into them and deal damage to base since he has
Yup,
overwhelm.
yup. So it's just kind of he's doing the job for you.
Yeah, that's another one where if you get Maul, I'd be
Yeah,
pretty I'd be pretty tough to talk me out of building a green villain deck.
yeah,
It's kind of like in my first pre-release of set 1, I pulled a Vader, and it didn't really matter what else I had. I
yeah,
was playing Vader. Like,
yeah.
I played Vader leader just to play the Vader unit.
Heck yeah, gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Poe will be super strong if
yeah.
you pull him. Like if you play the Krite Dragon, you probably just win.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to get there though. That's the whole thing. And which these games will go a little longer, I think, because everyone's kind of at a disadvantage as well because they're kind of at the mercy of what they pulled. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the decks aren't super efficient,
yeah,
right? So it could be interesting if you get a Ray leader with a bunch of those little Sentinels and a Krite Dragon. You'll
yeah,
probably get to the Krite Dragon.
yeah. What about Wrecker? He seems good.
Uh, I mean, I think he's strong in
Yeah,
that, uh, he's just a big body, and
yeah.
big bodies aren't that common.
Well, and then too the fact that like if you wanted to, as soon as he comes out, he could blow up like one of your opponent's bombs Because, I mean, isn't it 5 or less? Or is it 6 or less?
It's deal 5 damage to your ground unit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, any card that does kind of a 2-for-1 is strong for sure.
Yeah, granted, it's going to take one of your resources to do it, but it might be worth it.
Oh, and you might not have anything bigger than 6 in your deck.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you've prepared me pretty well. I kind of know what I'm looking for now. I hope I pull something well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. And good luck to you too. I think
Thank you.
I think it'll be a good time.
Since you're feeling confident on that,
yeah.
What have you been up to the last few weeks?
Like playing?
Yeah.
Or just in general?
Since we last talked, playing.
So last week, I played a Vader Green deck, and I'll tell you what, man. I had 6 things on the board, right? 6 characters in the ground arena. I'm feeling real good. Okay, I'm like, I got this. This is fine. So I claim initiative. He and at the very I claim initiative. He then plays Devastator, and so he kills one of my guys. I'm like, it's okay. I've got 5. It's all right. I make an attack. The next action, he overwhelming barrages me and then takes out my entire. And I'm like, he's like, I top decked it. That's the only. And I'm like, and then killed me immediately with the Devastator. I'm like, dude, I was fine. I was perfectly fine. And I had because I had pulled multiple Vaders, so I was just getting out little guys, and I was just like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna win the next turn, but I need to make sure I start that he can't pull any shenanigans. And yeah, so that happened, and then I did pretty well with a Luke deck that did shield shenanigans.
Okay.
So I got second in the tournament with that. So nothing too exciting. I did play in a Twin Suns game where I don't know why the gentleman decided to play Wolf, and so he couldn't heal, and so then I just killed him immediately. I was like, I don't know what you were thinking. That and so yeah, he didn't think that through. So that was really funny, and I blew him up and then looked at the opponent and said, "Do you want both retire winners?" And he said, "Yes, let's be done with this." And so yeah, then,
that's funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hadn't considered Wolf in a Twin Suns game. That would be fun to change the math and say,
and that was
you're not going to heal.
That was what he was thinking. Is like he was like, "Oh no one can heal," and I'm like, "That's great, but you left yourself wide open doing that." And it's like you can't heal either, and so yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, that was fun. How about you?
I played in a draft and 3 store showdowns since we last chatted. In the draft, I got to sit across from someone who opened a Han Solo showcase. That was pretty sweet.
I've yet to open one of those. Have you opened a showcase yet?
I opened 2. I've opened a Iden and a Chirrut.
Okay, that's cool.
And it was cool. I sold them both immediately to try to finish my set.
I mean, that's exactly what I would do. I would be tempted. Try to think of which ones I think are pretty in this new set. If I pulled Rey or Kylo, I think both of those are really pretty looking. So I would have a tough time letting those go.
That's right.
If I pulled Boba Fett, I don't care. I think he looks fat. The showcase artwork. Yeah.
I do prefer the artwork and the regular card.
Yeah. Ooh, I think Mando and Hunter look really cool too. Sorry. Now that I was just thinking of showcases.
And I think you can actually pull a Mando showcase now. They include the starter leaders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think he looks really cool, and then I think Hunter looks really cool with his knife and everything, looking all tactical and stuff like that. So there you go. Let's hope I don't pull any of those, and then I would not be tempted. I'll just be like, get on out the door. Seth needs to finish his set.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did think I'd show you a normally unexciting card, but I think I pulled this out of one of the packs from one of my tournaments.
You
I got
it.
I got a hyper foil tactical advantage.
Dude, I was gonna say you better be. You need to grade that. We need a Gem Mint 10 hyper foil tactical advantage.
Yeah,
just slap one on the back of your up on your shelf. That'd be great.
It was funny. Like I normally would not be at all excited about that card, and I was like, oh, this is so fun.
Yeah, that's amazing. I gotta find one now too. I gotta track one down.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else going on?
Nothing really. I mean, go check out what we're doing at Beyond the Dune Sea. I'm, by the way, folks at home, I am on a Star Wars, I don't know, YouTube show. Also, I don't know. I don't want to call it a podcast because you want to watch us. Like, yeah, you can listen to us on all, like on Spotify and Apple TV. Yeah, but like, it's fun to watch us. So we've been doing a lot of stuff. We've been reviewing Acolyte and having some interesting takes, and it's that show's a roller coaster in of itself. So it is interesting. On we're just trying to enjoy the ride, and it's funny because sometimes we'll be on a high, and then other times we're on a real low. This show is all just peaks and valleys. So yeah, I am. We're having fun over there. So come check us out.
I just finished watching your review of episode 5.
Yeah.
Amazing episode.
Yeah.
And I basically had all the same gripes as you did.
Oh, about the episode?
Yeah.
Or about this new one?
No, about episode 5. Just the geography is weird.
Yeah, it is weird because, like, especially with the whole, so I've watched it a couple times. Like, I think it's so weird that, like, they see Basil and, like, Yorg's like, let's follow him. I'm like, you don't know what he's tracking. He can take you back to the danger. That, like, what are you thinking? So, I don't, there's just weird stuff that happens. And again, the geography was so strange. We're like, no, there's no way you could hear May scream and make you want to go back. Like, there's just, you're running the opposite direction.
And have been for like 10 minutes. Yes.
It's just, and then like randomly the stranger just leaves Soul. Like, he's just not there now. And then Soul couldn't keep up? What was going on? Like, it's just, convenient. But when they actually are, when the light sticks are hitting each other, it is a pretty good time.
Yeah, I love that. I love the cortosis. I love the little. I don't know if they call it a shoto or something else, but
I was calling it his little prison shiv.
That's fair. I think a short lightsaber is technically a shoto, but that one might be shorter than a shoto.
Exactly. That's why I was like, I think it's like a little shiv that because he's just stabbing a bunch of times. So
there was definitely some amazing stuff in that episode.
Yeah, I think also what helped was like the camera angle with that, where you just saw the holes appear, and then your brain put together like, oh no. So yeah.
I might throw out one more show. I just found this last night. I never watched it before, but I watched a video from Star Wars Dad, and
yes, he does. He did the green Han deck I was telling you about, and you were like, no way, I'd never do it. Like, I would never play Super Legion Technician for 5.
Well, I still think you're getting pretty far behind.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a fun build.
What was this build about?
I was watching that video. I didn't...
Oh, see, and I saw that video, and then I asked you about it, and you're like, no way. So then I was like, okay, I consistently get to that crate dragon more often than not, and I get it. My opponent's a couple is a couple resources behind me when that happens. So, it's Poe, the Reinforcement Walker, and Wrecker really keep the board in check while I can keep ramping. So just the fact that I can get them out a turn or two earlier really, really does help. Yeah.
It makes sense. It's a super fun deck. I hadn't seen it before, and I hadn't seen his videos before. So,
but yeah, Star Wars Dad, guys, check him out. He's another unlimited content creator.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, good luck in your pre-release. I think when we hang out next, we'll have some set 2 cards in our hands.
Have some results. We'll be able to play against each other a little bit. That should be good. It should be
Sounds
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for joining for Tactical Advantage, where every view gets you a +2/+2. Take care.